Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We're also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss what we think is the most important bourbon brand. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guest, the Nieters and Lenny Eckstein.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hey, so yes, we're going to be talking today about the most important bourbon brand right now. We'll get to that after the break. For right now, though, Von Nieder said there's something he wanted to talk about. What is that, sir?
There is. Do you guys like going to like zoos and aquariums? And if you do, what's your favorite?
Okay. Yes. My favorite zoo is the St. Louis Zoo. I think it's fantastic.
Oh, I need to.
Well, it's great.
Oh.
If you think I'm joking, come to the St. Louis Zoo and you'll see for yourself. It's a free attraction, and it is really nice and well done and excellent curation, and always gets better. There's always it's a lot of civic pride to that place, so they can raise money pretty freely. And so as they turn their attention on something else and get that done, then they'll just be like, okay, we need to fix the polar bears, and so then they do get a cool polar bear, and so it's always just getting better and better. So it's cool. And there's some history there too. There's a bird cage from the 1904 World's Fair, which is awesome. You can walk through. It's just a cool place. My favorite aquarium is in Chicago. You know, you get to see the beluga whales and stuff. It's an awesome place. Chicago's got the best aquarium. So yeah, that's my favorite. How about you guys?
I love all of this because it's touristy. I love some touristy bullshit. So I used to live in Cincinnati, and Newport, Kentucky, the Kentucky side, the best side of Cincinnati, has a great aquarium. Newport Aquarium is like top tier. Fantastic. Love visiting there. But I'm in Indy now. We have a good zoo, and the dolphin show is fantastic. But I am going to shout out, we have a place in southern Indiana called Wilston, and you can go pet elephants and you can pet a giraffe. I pet a giraffe last year. Get to touch giraffes and pet a giraffe. And that was fantastic. And they have a bird cage. You can walk into the birds and they will land on your shoulders and in your hair. And I felt like a Disney princess. So I'm going to shout out to them too.
Okay. All right. Lenny, how about you?
I've got a few.
Okay.
So there's one in Colorado Springs that's pretty awesome, and it's on Cheyenne Mountain. I believe it is. It's like the steepest zoo ever. So bring your cardio when you go. But similar to McNew Zoo, when you first walk in, there's a big giraffe exhibit, I guess. And I can't remember if you have to buy it or they give it to you, but they give you like handfuls of romaine lettuce and you can just feed it.
I got to. Their tongues
are so weird.
So weird.
They're like as long as my arm, like super weird. But good zoo.
They have a weird texture. So like the way it took out of my hand, I felt like the texture of it. I'm like, what is happening? They're cool.
Nasty. But they're cool otherwise. If they keep their tongues in their mouth. So that zoo in Colorado Springs is a great one. The San Diego Zoo is also fantastic.
Yes.
Hills of its own, but really good zoo.
Expensive though. Very expensive.
Everything's expensive. Bourbon.
Not St. Louis.
Yeah, maybe not. So, and then I'm going to add one more in there. There was a very brief stint I had working at the Albuquerque Zoo and also aquarium, and it was fucking awesome. It might have been the best job I ever had.
Really?
Oh yeah, it just paid shit. But I did all the design work for the zoo. Like anytime they had like a music festival, they're like, I don't know, just go take some pictures and make a poster, and it was great. You know, it's the most fun thing ever. If I was ever bored, I would just go like drive a golf cart over and watch the monkeys run around for a while or something. It was a phenomenal job.
Okay. All right.
We just got a recent gorilla exhibit in Indianapolis, and that's fantastic. You can watch them swing and hang out. The monkeys are fun.
When they get angry, and I would watch this happen a lot because I think they were always angry, they would punch the plexiglass. One would run up and like kick its giant monkey foot against the plexiglass. Like
they have issues.
would beat their chests. Like they got angry. I mean, probably not cool to keep them in the exhibit. Like
no.
Back to where they're from.
They've got some legitimate beefs, I would say. Yes.
Yeah.
Another one with a great monkey exhibit and a polar bear one is Columbus Zoo in Ohio. I hate to give credit for anything, but the Columbus Zoo is like
Jack Hanna's old place. So yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a top tier zoo. That zoo was
fun.
It is. I took my nieces and nephews like 2 years ago. We had the best day. It's a fucking great place. They also have a water park that has adult days. You can get on a lazy river there, so it's a good place.
Hell yeah.
You know, real quick, I did try to go to the St. Louis Zoo, Steve. I believe it was in April, and beautiful day. The line to get into that goddamn zoo was over an hour, like of sitting in traffic, and you can't leave once you make that turn in. You're locked in.
Sure.
I thought about driving up over the curb into the grass and back it onto the highway or whatever it was, but that was a long day of sitting in traffic and not seeing animals.
Right. I get it. Yeah. Especially, I don't know what the exact situation was. I mean, if it's a normal day, you can get in there easily. But if it's been one of those where like the weather's been bad and all of a sudden you finally get a day where the weather's great, you're fucked if you're going to try to get in there, man. It's insane.
Fuck that up for sure.
Yeah. Louisville's got a decent zoo too, by the way, and the orangutan exhibit's cool. So,
I also like the special things that Louisville does. Like they'll have like a lantern festival, and I think they do like a Halloween fest. Louisville does like some cool festivals at their zoo also.
There you go. Yeah, Von Nieters, what did you say? I forgot.
So I didn't say anything yet. So
okay. So angry. Can't answer the goddamn question. That's humiliate someone.
It was his question.
Right.
The St. Louis Zoo is definitely amazing. I love it. It's my hometown zoo. But since Steve already talked,
it's freezing.
So just
about that, I'll give a shout out to. They got the interactions, kind of like you guys were talking. You can feed all sorts of different animals and stuff. It's a cool place. And then
where was that at? You cut out.
You locked up.
I did.
Yeah.
It's Zoo Tampa.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then as far as aquariums, I'm going to go with the Tennessee Aquarium in Chattanooga.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Amazing. I mean, it's 2 separate buildings, one whole building for saltwater, one whole building for freshwater. It's so cool. Multiple stories. It's quite the experience.
So, when you're hanging out in Tampa, do you ever go to Big Cat Country? Carol Baskin's place?
Hell no.
The foil in the Tiger King documentary? That's where she's at. That's where she's at down there. Yeah.
I'll stay away from that.
Oh, yeah. As the Tiger King himself said, fuck Carol Baskins.
That's right.
Yeah.
God, how was like 2020 yesterday, but just 2 minutes ago? God.
I know. And that Tiger King, that kept us going for a little while.
I did not watch that.
Well, you were the only one who did. The rest of us did. And it was amazing.
It was. Baskins.
I almost feel like I need to rewatch it for nostalgic purposes now.
I know. There were so many twists in there. It pulls you in. You're thinking it's the most simple thing, and then there's just one twist after another.
So he was the worst, and then there's Carol, and you're like, What is
Maybe I'll watch on the plane.
Yeah, it's worth watching, man.
Oh,
It's good.
watch it.
You'll get wrapped in. Yeah,
Mm.
watch an episode. You'll have to watch all of them. So, yeah.
Okay.
On that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Lenny this time. Lenny, what do you got?
All right. I've got some NDP bourbon from a brand out here in Maine. It's Joe Louis bourbon.
Joe Louis. No, nothing there.
I-
Absolutely nothing. All right.
Three.
McNew's next. McNew, what
I'm
do you
going to use some baby's ads.
Okay. Okay, that's our lead. Wasn't much there, but that's enough to take the lead.
Yeah, that's
Oh, God. All right, Von Nieters, you're next.
I've got a Larceny Barrel Proof B521.
Oh,
Ooh.
jeez. No slosh either. He stuck the landing. I'd say that's going to be the winner. We'll see, though. I've got the old Tommy's Malted Bang Dong from Dancing Goat. Let's see what we got here. Lenny would like this. It's a combination of single malt whiskey and bourbon.
Oh, very cool.
No, really nothing there at all. So Von Nieters wins quite easily, actually. So, yeah, not much
What is he, like,
pushback.
4-4 tonight?
I won the first
No,
No.
I did the screw top.
3-4.
Cheers.
Killing it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, we'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, it's going to be time to talk about the most important brand in bourbon right now. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of executive bourbon steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your executive bourbon steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your executive bourbon steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
I'm Ryan Thompson, and I am a billionaire, and KK will get none of my whiskey, and I enjoy my single malt scotch. You're listening to the Bourbon Daily. Pendleton, where's my caviar?
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we are talking about the most important brand in bourbon.
Yes, we are. So let's lay out a little bit of a scenario for you guys to help you out with this. What does that mean? Most important. So let's say for a moment that you work for the Smithsonian. We know the Smithsonian curates Americana, and it's their job to represent that. And your boss says, hey, we need you to put together some products that are strictly American. I've got a couple ideas. Tabasco could represent hot sauce. Let's see, ketchup. Heinz ketchup is an American company. So they start lining things on. They're like, I don't really. You drink bourbon. What would you recommend as the bourbon brand? And you only get to choose one. That's going to be in this exhibit. That's going to have American consumer products, and they just want this lineup that has
just one brand, not the distillery, but the
distillery.
Okay.
The bottle. There'll be a bottle of it on the table with the other stuff. It'll be like,
okay, so
here's America's table. These are the brands made in America. America loves. What
bottle are we bringing?
Yeah, you have to. You've been charged with putting that in there, so you have to make just one selection and then tell us why that's the one to pick.
Changes my answer very much, Steve, and hear me out. So when I read the show notes, and I was like, okay, it's obviously Buffalo Trace because their main product is $30, widely available easily, and they have some of the most allocated, sought out products every hunting season. But if you said one bottle, I'm going to go Maker's Mark.
Okay. Why?
It's iconic. You have Marjorie's history. You have the Samuel's history. It all ties in together. So I'm going to go. I think they have one of the best family histories in all of bourbon. So I would, in the iconic red drip, I'm going to go Maker's Mark for the Smithsonian.
Okay.
That's an interesting choice. I'm not mad at it. At first, I was like, dumb, but no, it's actually not. That's a good call.
That's good. That's good. All right. Okay. What else? What do you think, Lenny? What would be yours? You get one to represent the greatest of America. Consumer brands exhibit. Come join us to our consumer brands exhibit. Made in America.
If I'm thinking like Heinz, an iconic, that red wax so iconic. It's got to.
It's really bold too. Like my thought was like it's too I hate to say modern, but almost too modern, but it's not though. It's been around. So I think that does hold up.
Okay.
This is a kind of a cop out answer, but I'm gonna say Eagle Rare because Eagle. I mean, it's very America.
Eagle.
It's got an eagle. It does have an eagle. I'll give him that.
Yeah. I mean, because you can go with something that has a horse on it because that's whatever the thing. Right. But it's not America enough. Anyone can put a horse.
Lenny, the boss wants you to see in his office. And then, hey, Lenny, you're fired. By the way, Eagle Rare. You've been fired. Okay. All right, Von Nieters, what do you think?
I'm stuck between two, and I really don't know. Because McNew almost talked me out of picking Buffalo Trace. Because I was kind of thinking Buffalo Trace.
Yeah. That was my first thought. It was
really as in the standard offering Buffalo Trace with a buffalo on it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. That's pretty American. Feels like the West being settled.
Oh, he fell asleep.
Yeah, I think I'm going with that.
All right, going with that. I think there's one answer, and I, despite it being subjective, despite the fact that it being an enormous task to do because there's so many brands out there, I think it really comes down to one, and that is an American original that is owned by an American company today. I think that kind of falls into it too. Slice of America, and it's not even an American company. That doesn't sit well with me if you're trying to represent the best of America. So I think that the answer is Jack Daniel's. It's incorporated. It goes beyond the boundaries. It goes beyond the boundaries. And you go on the tour, they'll tell you it's bourbon. So if you're saying, well, wait a minute, it's bourbon. That's a Tennessee whiskey. That leads to that whole conversation. One that Jack Daniel's themselves say
it would never happen though, because the Smithsonian employees would be like, "Get this one out of here. I'm tired of arguing with people over is it or isn't it bourbon."
They'd be so. They don't get paid enough.
I think it would. It's in our American. What brand is more in our American lexicon than that one from the world of bourbon? I mean, people wear jackets, coats, sweatshirts, T-shirts.
It's on NASCARs. It's in dive bars. Like it's an iconic American brand. 100%. I'm with you on that, Steve.
If they said American, while I agree that it is bourbon,
American
if it was
whiskey.
let's put an American whiskey in there, I'd say it's got to be Jack Daniels.
So yeah, what you said, bourbon. And like, and our tour guide was so great. Maddie was fantastic. And she's like, we are a bourbon, but then we filter it and now we're a Tennessee whiskey. And she made it, we could be a bourbon if we wanted to be. They don't want to be. They don't want to be. They could be.
They do, because they tell you that they are on the thing.
Yeah, but
they kind of do. They want
like to play both fields.
Yeah.
they want to have they could eat it too.
Because if they didn't want to be, they'd just be like, no. Because for many years, I mean, I even saw an old ad in the bathroom says, "We are not bourbon." It was
Doesn't say bourbon on the label.
Right.
Doesn't.
Right.
I think that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't. It crossed my mind, and that's why I didn't say it. Is because of the whole. They call it Tennessee whiskey, even though it is bourbon. But
right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I get the argument, but I'm also with Lenny, where like those tour guides are going to be so goddamn exhausted that they don't want to work there.
You don't think they would be though with Maker's Mark, and they'd be like, "This is owned by a Japanese company. This is the best of America, and it's owned by Japan."
Oh, so no, because like
I don't care.
Mark and Beam are Beam Suntory, so they're owned by Japan, and that sucks. And I mean, it's whatever, but it's. I mean,
Lenny, for God's sakes, threw Eagle Rare out there. It's going to be impossible to get.
America.
No,
I give Buffalo Trace. Buffalo Trace is at least an American company.
Well, you just give them that.
Owned by the Gold Rings. Owned by the Gold Rings out of Louisiana. So
I don't know. But I don't know. I don't think there's
four people, four different choices.
It's not an easy question.
No, it's
not an easy question.
There's so much. So like when I go to museums, I love museums. I go to them often, but I think there's more than just one. You're not going to be like, hey, this is the most iconic brand. They're going to be like, hey, this is iconic because this is also iconic because you're going to get multiple brands. And I think all four of these are good answers. And they would do a whole exhibit on these brands, and this is why. I think they can all fit in.
I think if it in reality, if they were actually going to do this, it would come down to three, and only two of them were mentioned here. I do think Jack Daniels would be in the discussion. I think Jim Beam would be in the discussion, and I think Maker's Mark. I think that would be the three that they would choose from. Depend on how you want to look at things. Jim Beam is not incorporated into Americana as much as Jack Daniels, but it's pretty well incorporated. There's like a lot of the stuff McNew talked about. It's involved in auto racing and all kinds of stuff.
If you like country music, Jim Beam is very much Americana.
Yeah. And as is Jack Daniels, and Maker's Mark, not so much on the country music thing, but it's very much incorporated. You watch like the Food Network. If they're saying this recipe calls for bourbon, they can't show the label, but they always use Maker's Mark because they want you to know it is in fact bourbon. You know that bottle. People know the bottle, even if you take everything off there. You know the bottle.
It's iconic. Yeah.
So I think that's the three, and then it comes down to what do you want to deal with? Because there's not a perfect answer there. Whether it's Jim Beam is not owned by an American company, whether it's Maker's Mark, the same thing, or Jack Daniels is not bourbon classified or on the label. I don't know.
Yeah,
sure.
Because they don't.
But they kind of want to be. That's not true because if they really didn't want to be, they wouldn't mention it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they do want to be, but they also want to be themselves. They want both. I'm telling you.
They want both. That's for sure.
The brand has definitely transcended bourbon. Like it's, people either know or they don't know, but most people, there was a guy next to me when I was eating dinner night who ordered Jack on the rocks double, and the bartender poured him the most fucking gigantic pour of Jack I've ever seen.
Really?
Awesome. Yeah, it was like a pint of Jack. The point being, he was legitimately, she poured it into a pint and it was like most of the way full, even though there was ice in there. A lot. Anyway, I don't think that guy was like, I want a bourbon. What do you got? I'll take Jack. I think he was just like, it's transcendent. It's like the brand itself is just, that's what they
know
are.
the brand, and like it's not going to disappoint you, right? Like, so I think there's so many brands where I'm like, yeah, it could be hit or miss. But I think Jack, Jim, Maker's Mark, never going to disappoint me. Like, it's going to be
consistent. All three of those are consistent.
I ordered it.
Yeah. It's a tough business to be consistent in, and they certainly are. And they're also out there. Their distribution is fantastic on all three of those projects. So they're in most places you go, whether it's a grocery store, gas station, liquor store, convenience, wherever you can buy liquor at in your state, they're probably there, those three. So,
yeah. So I also know, like, as someone who's a little experienced, is like, the higher it up is like up on their list. Like, I do look at their like hotels, restaurants, bourbon list. I'm like, Maker's Mark is like number 3 on your list. Like, I know you ain't got shit. Like, I know you don't know what you're doing. So that's fine. Give me double in the box, and I'm just gonna knock right my own day by ordering something else. So
yeah. When they hand you the bourbon list and you see Jack Daniels on there, do you get angry about that at all?
I do, and I think it matter when I see Crown.
I was going to say, yeah.
The Crown was the one I wanted to point out. Now, that gets me angry. When they hand me a list, they're like, here's our bourbon list, and it says bourbons, and Jack Daniels on there, that's fine by me, because it is bourbon. But the Crown pisses me off, because it's not bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
And I don't think Crown's trying to do that. It's just dumb people are like, oh, it's whiskey, it's bourbon.
That's absolutely not Crown and their marketing at all. That is dumb bar owners, dumb owners, dumb everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I know you don't know what you're doing, and I'm not going to ruin my own day. Give me a double Makers on the rocks so I can just not be pissed off at you.
And a side of ranch, and she's happy.
God damn it.
Not a side. That's the entree.
Oh, fried ranch.
Yeah. Oh, McNew loves ranch. God, she loves her ranch.
Oh,
especially when she's out of town like that. She's because you just mentioned you're like on a trip and you're at somewhere. Yeah, then 100% you're getting the ranch. I get it when you're home and you're at because someone might see you. You might run into someone you know at the local bar. You're not going to get the ranch, but you put her out and she's on vacation.
Anywhere, because I think it's disgusting. Yeah. This is the worst rumor that's ever happened about me. Is that
is it the worst?
The worst rumors.
The worst rumors. This is
the worst.
Never happened to me, so I like ranch.
Yeah, big ranch fan. So
I'm not. I think that is trash. That's a trash condiment, and I'm a condiment connoisseur. Ranch is trash.
Oh,
get me out of the Midwest.
Are you a sauce girl? Because when I had a waitress say that, she's like, "I'm a sauce girl." So I can give you some recommendations.
Oh, I'm a sauce girl too. I love my sauces.
As soon as she said I'm a sauce girl, I thought of McNew as being also I know one more sauce girl. So yeah.
I mean, they're sauce girls.
That's right. We're sauce girls.
The bad girl band name.
Yeah.
So. Sauce girls. No. So I love sauce. I love a condiment. Ranch can fuck all the way off, but I don't know how this started that I like ranch. I think
you got drunk and you were just talking the truth. You were spitting the truth. That's happens sometimes, McNew. Yeah.
Ranch in my fridge. It's not for me. I don't like it.
You go to McNew's house, open the fridge, there's all the French. It's like, that's not mine, I promise. Oh, sure.
Turn it over, it's got her name on it.
Right? Chris, don't touch this, it's mine. Don't tell anyone about this, Chris. There's all these notes on there. Tell anyone about this and you're dead. That's not mine. I don't know whose that is. That's not mine.
Yep. I'm 100% blue cheese. I like if I, like people like get ranch with like wings, whatever. Blue cheese all the way. Blue cheese girl. I love some blue cheese.
Okay, but hang on. Are we all blue cheese here right now?
I like blue cheese.
Everyone should be.
Okay, that's actually amazing. I wish the rest of the world was like that.
I would be much happier.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Well, there's real dressing, and then there's like the fluff that people who don't like food get.
Exactly.
Well, I don't like
that category.
Sauce. I don't like food. I like sauce.
She's a sauce girl.
Well, okay, you're destroying my theory, but okay.
She's a sauce girl, just like the waitress. Yeah. At Antonina's. Yeah, she's a sauce girl. It's in the Hill in St. Louis. Yeah. I'll take you
Sauce
there.
Girls Unite.
Yeah, I'll
Sauce
take you
Girls
there.
Unite.
Maybe the sauce girl will be working. Maybe I'll take you there and the sauce girl will be working. You two can talk.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll have the secret code about the ranch. You'll be like,
I'll be back. I will be there in October.
October. Okay.
Yeah, take me to the sauce girl.
Take you to see the sauce girl.
Me to
Yeah.
Sauce Girl.
Antonina's is great, man. That's one of the best places in St. Louis.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Well,
I'll take you there. Oh, yeah, Lenny's been there. Lenny's
Yeah,
been there.
it's awesome.
Yeah,
There's a secret Sauce Girls meeting that weekend.
right.
Good.
Yeah, it's a sauce girl. All right, well, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Von Nieters, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me being a sauce girl on Instagram at Von Nieters.
All right, Lenny.
You can find me and the rest of Deerhammer on social media at Deerhammer, on the webs at deerhammer.com, and you can come visit us in beautiful Buena Vista, Colorado.
All right, McNew.
You can find me only eating sauces, not food, at McNew ABV on Instagram.
And none of that ranch in the refrigerator is hers, by the way.
No,
So,
no,
yeah,
that's not.
that's not hers. It's
Absolutely.
amazing it's in there. Yeah.
No,
All right.
I buy it for
Right. You buy it even, but it's not for you. Yeah, it's not for you. Yeah. Even though you refuse to buy other stuff for him, you saw those cinnamon tacos for him. You're like, oh, fuck that guy. I'm not getting that shit. But amazingly, you buy the ranch for him. For Chris, you go out of your way and you buy here, I don't like this. But yeah, I'll buy this for you. You knew he would have been so happy with those cinnamon toast crunch tacos, but
That's for a treat only. It's only if he's been good.
Go back and buy those fucking tacos, and I like
yeah.
How are they?
fine.
Oh,
He was happy.
that means they were gross.
Yeah.
No, they weren't good. They're fine. They weren't impressive. They were fine.
Okay. All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. The important website, though, abvnetwork.com. Check that one out. All of our stuff's out there, including our new movie, St. Louis Whiskey. You want to be sure to check that out. Fantastic film. Getting good reviews from ABV Network crew, so hopefully you guys have watched that. Good stuff. And also, come by the ABV Barrel Shop, the place where you can try before you buy. You never know what's going on there. Sometimes we're recording podcasts, hanging out. You never know. abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the Network.
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya!
See you guys.
Hey.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you're in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.